Something about this doesn't add up, guys. Okay, if the war is actually ending, then why are the strikes escalating?
The president calling the military objectives pretty well complete, saying the war could end within days, but also suggesting it could all go on as long as he thinks it needs to. The battlefield, though, still raging, both sides hitting new targets with global consequences. Take a look at this. Israel striking an oil depot in Tehran, creating a wall of fire. In another video, gas flames burning up and down an entire boulevard. The Iranians firing back, hitting a Bahrain refinery, and smoke pouring into the sky. All of this sending gas prices skyrocketing. Look at this. The cost of a gallon of gas up nearly 50 cents in just the last week. In California, the average topping $5 a gallon. We've got this covered.
Understand, California, though, that's probably like $2 in taxes.
From the Middle East to here at home, and we want to start with Richard Engel from Tel Aviv tonight.
Okay.
After more U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iran, including on oil depots in Tehran, and new strikes on Iran's military, weapons, government, and leaders, President Trump says he believes the war could be over soon, telling CBS, "I think the war is very complete, pretty much. They have no Navy, no communications, no Air Force," adding the U.S. is very far ahead of its initial 4 to 5 week timeline.
We took a little excursion because we felt we had to do that to get rid of some evil. And I think you'll see it's going to be a short-term excursion.
It comes a day after Iran announced its new supreme leader, Ayatollah Moshtaba Khamenei, son of the 86-year-old Ayatollah the U.S. and Israel assassinated. The new Ayatollah has fewer religious credentials than his father and is also considered a hardliner. In a call with NBC News, President Trump says Moshtaba's selection was a big mistake.
They should put a president in, or the head of the country in, that's going to be able to do something peacefully for a change. They've been doing this for 47 years, killing people for 47 years.
While there are no signs in Iran of the popular uprising President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu called for, outside the country, the Iranian women's soccer team caught the world's attention for refusing to sing the Iranian national anthem at a match in Australia. Iranian state TV branded them traitors. As they were set to return home, people on the team bus were seen flashing the sign for help. Crowds chanted, "Save our girls," around the vehicle. Tonight, 5 members of the team who'd fled their hotel have been granted asylum in Australia.
I can imagine.
And while President Trump is predicting a quick victory, Iran is continuing to launch attacks at Israel and Gulf nations. This video showing Saudi air defenses destroying Iranian drones. In Kuwait, another drone hitting a high-rise. And with huge consequences for world markets, both Iran and Israel are now targeting oil. Israeli forces destroying those oil depots in Tehran, saying they were used by Iran's military. A U.S. official tells NBC News the United States was unhappy with the strikes because it legitimized making oil a target. Iran attacking refineries in Bahrain as well. Arab officials telling NBC News Iran's strategy is to drive up oil prices to create pressure for a ceasefire.
Well, that strategy is working. And I think it's going to consistently work. Understand this here. The only thing that has the ability to basically stop what's going on right now is Americans experiencing a gigantic bloat, let's say, in the price of gas at the pump. All right. Like, let's just be completely honest. That has the ability within the next couple of weeks to force Trump to basically stop kind of what's happening out there, guys. Listen, guys, I fully back the idea of strategic strikes, obviously, for, they have to happen sometimes, right? But when you start kind of going into like the infrastructure, like deeply, we're no longer in like a limited type of conflict. This turns into a wider war. And this is basically what everyone is kind of talking about right now, specifically in Europe. Like, how is this going to end if now we are now 100% targeting the economic vein specifically of the country itself here, guys, because now they have more of a right, let's say this here, to reciprocate for a lot longer. And the fact that the new supreme leader is equally as hardlined here, Trump responds saying that it's a big mistake that he's put in office. Definitely, that's a big mistake because, guys, everything in me tells me that that's probably not going to last long, guys.
The president tonight promising relief at the pump.
Well, we're looking to keep the oil prices down. We went artificially up because of this excursion. I knew oil prices would go up if I did this, and they've gone up probably less than I thought they'd go up.
This as the war with Iran sends prices skyrocketing at gas stations thousands of miles away.
The price of gas is ridiculous, and filling up a truck like this, it's just been taking a toll on me.
The national average for a gallon of regular soaring about 50 cents in just the past week. A surge not seen since Russia invaded Ukraine 4 years ago, when the national average hit an all-time high above $5 a gallon.
Oh, I don't like it. Not at all.
Gas prices already topping $4 in several states and $5.20 in California.
Spring and summer is when you have the highest gas prices out of the year anyway. So when you have a geopolitical conflict coinciding with the fact that it's a busy time of year for drivers, you're going to see higher gas prices.
It's because crude oil prices have spiked from $67 a barrel before the U.S. and Israel struck Iran to $119 earlier today, though they later dipped to $85. Crude, the main ingredient for gas, jet fuel, and diesel, meaning more expensive plane tickets and higher costs for anything that moves by truck. That's more than 70% of goods in the U.S., including food, clothing, and furniture. The critical Strait of Hormuz, a thoroughfare for 20% of the world's oil, effectively closed to shipping. And Qatar now warning oil could hit $150 a barrel. Energy analysts say this war is already the biggest oil supply disruption in history.
All right, with that, Christine joins us now live in studio. Christine, let's go back to the Strait of Hormuz, which you had in your report there. Any progress in trying to get tankers through?
So ship passages through the Strait are down 95% since the war began. And the president has said the U.S. Navy will escort ships if necessary, but he did not give a timeline for when that could begin, Tom.
All right, no progress just yet. Christine, we thank you. And we have new reporting tonight on the deadly attack at a school in Iran on the first day of the war. Weapons experts say new video appears to show a Tomahawk missile striking near the school. Here's Molly Hunter.
Tonight, this new video, geolocated and verified by NBC News, shows what experts say is a U.S. Tomahawk missile over the skies of Manab, Iran, adding evidence, the experts say, that an American missile likely hit the Shajre Taibeh Elementary School during the first hours of U.S.-Israeli operations on February 28th. Iranian officials say the airstrikes, which also hit a neighboring Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps compound, once home to a military base, killed more than 170 people, mostly.
The Tomahawk, which is one of the most powerful weapons around, is used by, is sold and used by other countries. That's being investigated right now.
Weapons expert Jeffrey Lewis says this new video is clear.
I think the munition that is visible in that video is clearly a Tomahawk. It's long, cylindrical, it has a set of wings, and really no other country in this conflict has a munition that looks like that.
NBC News spoke with 4 other weapons experts who agree the video, which was published on Iranian state media, shows a U.S. Tomahawk.
It's a Tomahawk.
The U.S. military has publicly said Tomahawks were launched in the first hours of the war, even releasing this video. Over the weekend, a reporter asked President Trump if the U.S. was responsible.
No, in my opinion, based on what I've seen, that was done by Iran.
Today, NBC News spoke on the phone with a father who said his 8-year-old daughter Zahra was killed in the strikes. There is no crime greater than this, he said, that so many children, boys and girls, innocent little ones, were torn apart. Molly Hunter, NBC News.
Guys, I've said from the beginning that this is going to be an issue here. The fact that now we're seeing obviously images of the Tomahawk is ours, but also understand, if there is an ability for it to be sold, or if, guys, I don't know. I'm not even trying to like this is one of these these hardline type of issues that absolutely could kind of move a nation. All right. Now, and also understand this here. I do not think that Iran or any of their proxies specifically are above using or utilizing children for the sole purpose of pushing a message. Trump is saying that he believes specifically that it could be potentially from someone else who had purchased a Tomahawk or utilized a Tomahawk, etc., knowing that it is ours, type of thing. That is plausible, guys, right? But we allowed them to basically use this as propaganda, guys, if that makes any sense here. All right. Do also understand that the location is a tricky location because it was on old data, right? And this is why it could be like multiple things can be true in this scenario here. Based off of what that was, it was once inside of a military base. Then as of like, I guess when it was struck, it was no longer inside of a military base. It could be some old data type of thing here, guys, right? But it doesn't take away the fact that there are the young ones who lost their existence due to a tomahawk here, okay? And I think that this is definitely going to be an issue consistently. And if it was us, I'm not sure that it's going to be like publicly. Guys, this is such a terrible one, bro. It's damaging, right? A kid, you get what I mean here, bro? Like, it's going to be damaging because it definitely it has the ability to create like a whole, like any one of the parents and family members of the people who lost their existence that day are forever going to hate the United States of America. Forever. Okay. They're going to forever do everything within their power to absolutely undermine and threaten the United States of America until the end of times, guys. All right, because of what happened that day. This is hard, guys. This is rough. I'm telling you. I don't see how this is going to end. I truthfully do not see how this is going to end at all. It's most likely going to end with like gas prices being super high and Americans, even ones who voted for Trump, stepping up to the line and saying, we can do this no more, bro. We can't afford to. Understand, people put Trump in office because of the economy and immigration. He absolutely hit a home run on illegal immigration. Okay. He was doing very well with the economy, gas prices, etc. Some of the conflicts are basically definitely messing with your IRA or 401k. That's just a reality of like geopolitical things that are happening in certain regions. And definitely the Middle East is highly, highly receptive to mess up American oil prices. All right. Just highly, like anything happens out there, we know immediately the oil futures are going to be moderately tricky here, guys. Okay. But guys, we'll follow the story on all of these issues that were basically exposed tonight here. But listen, in the meantime, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. And again, this is a very, very hard one for me personally.